Hello all, welcome back to my YouTube channel Cloud Now. Today's video is about the Servicenow Discovery. So I'm gonna tell you what Servicenow Discovery is, how it works, and we'll have the real discovery done for a particular CI, and we'll see how that updates the CMDB. Okay, so before we start, please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you like my videos. Okay. So let's move on and see the topics of today. We are going to cover discovery architecture, discovery phases, ECC and mid server, what are discovery patterns, probes and sensors, discovery schedules and status, and then we'll hit a real-time discovery and update the CMDB. Okay, so let's move on and see the architecture of discovery. You see a typical high-level diagram out here. On the right side you have the customer network where they have all of their CIs, their Windows servers, network devices, routers, switches, everything, storage, all those applications and also. Okay, at the left hand side you see ServiceNow and ServiceNow CMDB, which is hosted on ServiceNow Cloud. So how discovery happens, it does not flow directly from ServiceNow Cloud to your client environment, because client says that I am not keen to open all the network traffic along the way to your instance from my network. Okay, so ServiceNow says, okay, we have got a solution for you. I will give you a mid server that you have to install locally in your network within your client infrastructure, which will talk to all of your end CIs, discover it, gather data and send it back to instance. So that way client will have to open the local ports only between mid server and all end target devices. Okay, so mid server will be acting as a mediator which will take help of probes, patterns and sensors and gather all the information and update the CMDB. So this is a typical high level architecture of discovery. Okay, if I move on, okay, so when discovery runs, what happens at the back end? Okay, so you see four phases here. These are the four phases of horizontal discovery. When I say horizontal discovery, it discovers CIs alone, one by one. It does not give you relationship among different CIs. Okay, that part is done through the top-down discovery, which is called as service mapping in ServiceNow. So today we are going to discuss about horizontal discovery. Okay, so when you initiate a discovery for a particular CI, these four phases execute one by one in a sequence. First one would be scanning phase. In here, mid server will scan your particular IP, because as of now we don't know what that IP is, whether we are running a Windows server on that IP or a Unix server or any network devices. We don't know as of now. So mid server will use some protocols. Those are WMI protocol. The port for WMI is 135, SSH 22, 161 port is for SNMP. All those ports it will hit with telnet and it will see that which particular port is open for this particular IP. Suppose that IP is a Windows server, so your 135 port will be open. That is a WMI protocol. So with this, it will get to know that just this IP belongs to a Windows server. Then it will move to the second phase, which is called classification phase. Here it will pick up a credential which is set up on your target Windows server. So you have to set up the same credential in ServiceNow instance, because ServiceNow will remotely log into your target IP using this credential which you have to set up in ServiceNow. So it will use that credential, log in remotely to your target CI and do the classification by hitting some commands and script which are residing in your probe, sensors and patterns. Okay, so it actually classifies your CI type. Then it moves on to the third phase, which is called identification phase. Here it will do the identification That means it will search the existing CMDB and it will find whether that particular CI is already present or not. If it is present in CMDB, it will not create the duplicate CI. It will rather update the same CI with the latest information. To do all this identification and reconciliation, we have some rules set up in CMDB that I would be showing you in or during the demo part. Okay, and the fourth phase is exploration. So once you are done with initial three phases, in exploration it will explore everything. That means it will log in remotely to your target machine, and once it is logged in, it will try to find everything inside that, like what is the host name, how many disks, or what is the RAM, how many memories you have in that particular CI, which all processes are running, which all softwares are installed. As much as it can explore, it will do and update those information back to CMDB. Okay, so I think we are good to go with the demo. This is my PDI back again. So before I show you a real-time discovery, I want to tell you, when you are going ahead to set up a discovery in an enterprise level, there are few prerequisite things that you must know. One of that is MIT server. Okay, so you must have to install a MIT server into client environment. So you go back to client environment, maybe on a Windows server or Linux server. You log in with your instance and come to MIT server downloads, download the executable file and install it up there. I will cover this part in a separate video, that how do you install a MIT server. Okay, for now I have already installed a MIT server, so I want to see the list of that. This is my particular MIT which I have already installed. So you need a MIT server installed on a client environment. That is your first prerequisite. Okay, then the second part is credential of your target CIs. Okay, so I already have my credential set up here. Okay, this is the username and the password which is set up on my end CI on this particular VM which I am going to discover today. Okay, and the third one, if you want to create a new credential, you go back here, you click on the new button. It will give you a list of types, so you can select a particular type. Suppose you want to create for a Windows server, you give it any name here, but username and password you must give whichever is set up on your target server. Okay, so this was about the credential. And how do you schedule discovery? I come up here, I already have this many discovery schedules. So let's try to understand the concept behind scheduling the discovery. Why do you schedule it? Because any client or anybody would not want to run discovery for all of the IPs, because a client would have thousands, dozens of IPs, maybe lakhs of IPs in their environment. You cannot hit the discovery in a single shot. Okay, so you have to split them into chunks. So suppose on Monday, so for an example, suppose I have 1000 IPs in my client environment, so I would scan initial 100 IPs only on Monday, remaining 200 IPs I would scan on Tuesday, Wednesday I would be scanning the 300 IPs likewise. So I am scheduling, I'm splitting them into chunks and doing the discovery one by one, so that my network traffic is not banging on my client and nothing goes wrong. There shouldn't be any impact. So how do you create it? You can give any name. Suppose I give it Monday scanning. Okay, I can give any MIT server. I have my cloud MIT server here. Now this is the main part. When do you want to schedule it and how? I want to run it weekly on Monday. Okay, on midnight hours. Okay, then you can submit it. So once you submit it, it will give you a related list where you're gonna have to put which IPs this schedule must run on Monday. So you come up here, you click on new, and again you can give any name. Oh, sorry, Monday IPs. you give them the range here 0.0.0, then 10.0.0.255. Now what this means, on Monday this will scan my 255 IPs starting from this 0 till 255. Suppose I want to scan the next part on Tuesday, so I can create another schedule. I can give the different range from here, likewise. So you would have all the subnets given by your client. This is how you can create it. Okay. Now this was about your scheduling the discovery. Now let me try to do it a real time for you. For now, I am going to do discovery only for one CI, which is my AWS, this one. So I copied the IP, I went back to my ServiceNow. Quick discovery is to run a discovery only of one CI. I have the IP. I can select the mid server or I can leave it. It will automatically take the mid server. Let's hit the OK button. Now it will give you a unique discovery status here, and you can track what is happening at the back end. So all the phases which I explained you will happen here now. We'll see that up. Okay, so see on the discovery logs or ECG queue, you see my Shazam probe was launched. All the telnet probes have been hit against the IP. It got 135 port open because my IN target or NCI is WMI. Now it is into classification phase. It is trying to actually find out the credential. If you want to see, you can click up here. You can open up the XML if you want to deep dive, right, to want to see which credential was successful. So right now my port 135 is open. Is it trying credential? Yes, it is trying this credential with this value. Okay, if I go back to my credential, I must have this IP, right? Credential, okay, discovery. Where are you? You are here. Okay, so AWS mate, what is the IP of my target instance? This is 82.14. Do I have it here? Yes. So this IP has been run against this credential because this credential is set up on my target IP or target server. Okay, so let's go back to my discovery. What is happening? Oops, I lost my status. Not to worry, you can always search for discovery status. Okay, under discovery, okay, it's here. I can go back. I can look for the latest one. I think this is the one of today's. Oh, so discovery is done. Okay, let's see what all phases have been happened, what all we have as a discovery. So it launched the Shazam probe first, then the classification, it classified using the credential, then it went on for the exploration and everything it has got. Okay, so on the device tab you will have your CI. We are here. So here you can see the class is Windows Server and the completed activity is updated rather created. Why? Because I already had this CI added to my CMDB, so it has updated. If this CI wouldn't have been there, it would have created the CI. Alright, let me open it up and I want to see which all information have been discovered. Okay, so you see plenty of data, manufacturer, model ID and all. RAM, CPU. Just to verify we have discovered the right information, I have my okay, my VM here on AWS. You can see it's on EC2 Amazon. The Microsoft Corporation is the manufacturer. Version is build 9602. Okay, OS name is 2012 R2 standard. You can find all those things. See, manufacturer R2 standard 2012, everything. So we have discovered the right information. Let me go back once more. Who is the manufacturer? Zen. Manufacturer is Zen. Oh, cool. Okay, and if you scroll down, you can see all the software installed on this particular CI, all the running processes, everything. Okay, and if you want to see the dependency, come up here and click on this tiny icon. Okay, it looks like pretty tiny, but when you click it, it gives you a big diagram. Okay, which are actually the connectivity within this CI. let it open. Okay, so you see this is my Windows server. It has this track file inside the server, days, partitions of days, file system, and whatnot. Okay, you can open a form directly from here. So there are plenty of things which you have to explore at your own, and I think I have covered the main part of it. I just wanted to show you a CI class manager which is actually a part of CMDB, but I just want to give you a heads up because the next video I might throw up would be based on CMDB. So a class manager gives you all the classes hierarchy of your CMDB structure. Now classes are similar or exactly the the tables of your ServiceNow. Now if I want to search for a Windows class, I can search it here. It will give me all the information about that, like what is the name of the class, the identification roles, recon roles which I have been talking about, and the list of this particular class. So here you go, this is the server we just discovered, and automatically it went inside my Windows Server class. You see the same CI. If you want to see those servers here, you can simply search on the navigator. Like I search for server, I can go back to servers and Windows. Here also it will give me the same list of CIs. You see, again the same CI. So I think I have covered everything, and thanks a lot for your time, guys. I would like to come up with a new video. Hopefully you would like them as well. My request is to stay safe and stay tuned also. Okay, thanks a lot for your time again. Bye bye, see you soon.